My name is Christian Castillo. Business name is Elite Mobile Detailing, and we cover Dallas Fort Worth here in Texas.
Awesome. And how long have you been working with revenue acquisition for now?
It'll be a year in August,
Awesome. So just about 11 months now. And
11 months.
before working with us, what did the business look like, numbers wise? How like the size of the team? How long had you been doing it for? What did everything look like?
So it was just me, and I think I was probably doing on average maybe like 9 grand a month, right around there.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I've been in business since 2019, but that was pretty much where I was at, about 9 grand a month.
Okay. 9 grand a month in 2025. And
Um,
then what does your business look like now? It's because I know it's not just you anymore.
yeah, yeah. So I have three, well, including myself, three full-time employees. We have three vans, and last month, including cash, I think we did probably around 26 to 27,000.
There
So
we go.
pretty
Huge.
big difference, bro. I mean, pretty much
Yeah.
tripled. I mean,
Yeah.
like all the way
Tripled.
down to the amount of employees.
Yeah. Huge. And this is just the first year. We're gonna get to be a lot bigger. And you're wanting to get into aviation detailing as well. How is that going, by the way?
Yes, sir. Elite
Oh,
Aviation.
there we go. That's
Uh,
sick. I didn't even notice that.
yeah, bro. So we've gotten a few calls. It's a little bit different, bro. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's tough to get in. But once you're in, you're in. So we've gotten a few calls. We've only been up and running for a couple of weeks, so we're trying to get that first plane.
Yeah.
I actually missed a call this morning. I was on the so I have two phones, right?
Yeah.
I have like my car detailing phone, and
Yeah.
then I have my aviation phone.
Yeah.
And I left the aviation phone in the van while I was doing a car detail. Missed
Wow.
a call, got back in there, and called him back an hour and a half later. And she said, "Yeah, we were looking for a detail on a plane, and well, we found somebody." I'm like, "Fuck, bro!
Jeez.
Like it's that fast. Like if
Yeah.
you if you
You gotta
don't
be
if
quick.
you don't pick up the call, they're immediately on the phone with somebody else.
Yeah.
So
And
it's coming along, bro. But I super thankful for what we're doing here, bro, with
totally.
Elite Mobile Detailing.
Yes, sir. And I guess the first 6 months, what did that look like compared to the next 6 months with us, or the next five? Was it like slowly ramping up, or was it, how did that look?
So I think first 6 months, I think we were trying to figure out what worked, right? Like the price points that you suggest, the ads, how we kind of tweak it for my business, which services we're going to add on, we're going to use for add-ons.
Yeah.
It was definitely pumping. Ads work. I think that was like kind of that prime time to tweak everything for our specific business. I think we damn near doubled, in revenue the first 6 months. And the last 5 months, we tripled,
Yeah.
So I think it's been more like, hey, this works. Let's get everything, in place. Let's get the SOPs together on my end, and then
Yeah.
let's rinse and repeat and up the ads, right? So,
Yeah.
and I've pushed back, against your suggestions, and said, hey, let's do 209 instead of 199, and then it flops every time, So you really know what you're doing, like
Yeah.
you suggest not to do something. I'm like, you know what, let's try it, and then we try it and it flops, and I'm like, you know what, I should just like listen to what you're saying, because you definitely know what you're doing when it comes to the ads, bro. Like
I appreciate
you
that.
you do. Yes, sir. But it's been amazing, bro.
Awesome. So, I guess on the average day, how many cars do you guys do?
Um 6 to 7, right around there,
Okay.
and that's um for our full detail special that we're running now. When we were
Okay.
doing interiors during rainy season and cold season, um we were doing like more like 8 to 9, right around
Wow.
there.
Okay. Okay. Which do you prefer?
Uh, Fuck, that's a good question. Um, I mean, I would say the full thing just because it's a higher ticket
Yeah,
price. But sometimes, whenever you do interior specials, it's easy to upsell with the exterior, and
that's
then the
true.
ticket price ends up being a little bit more if
Hmm.
you can upsell. Off of a 149 interior, if you can upsell a wash and wax for 60, that ends up being that 209
Yeah,
rather than the 199 special. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, just something to people's brains. They're like, oh, okay, only $60, but if you tell them 209 in the beginning, they're like, oh, hell no, it's too expensive. But like,
yeah,
you just gotta know how to upsell,
yeah,
But
definitely.
I would say, interiors so that we can upsell the exterior. So ultimately full detail.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. And I guess for you, what does the day to day look like for you? I know you said that you were kind of out of it, and now you're getting back in the loop. What does it typically look like now that you're scaled to almost 30K a month?
Money wise,
Like,
like schedule wise.
yeah, I guess like what do you do in the business day to day? Are you like out cleaning the cars most of the time, or are you mainly handling like operations, sales?
So I took 2 months away,
Okay.
in that time I kind of went and since we expanded so fast because of you guys, um, I kind of went back and laid out those systems, orders, processes. Got a blueprint for the guys to keep in the vans. Just kind of like created lists and stuff to pretty much lower our liability. So still working in those 2 months.
Hmm.
And recently I put myself back into the schedule. Of course, I'm pretty fast with it. Been doing it for 7 years,
Yeah.
so I'm able to knock out a few details, and then the last couple of hours of the day, work on the back end work.
Awesome.
But I would say a little bit of both right now.
Okay. So I guess using the current revenue acquisition system we put into place, what do you see your business finishing up with in revenue this year, 2026, total revenue?
Total revenue.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. Let me take up my phone. I do
Calculate?
some math.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I don't think there's any reason why we can't start averaging like maybe 35, yeah, a month, and if we were to just times that, I mean, I would say close to 400 grand, bro. Honestly, I
There
think
we go.
that's very feasible, I mean, that's been the goal for a while to have a business that can hit 500,000 in revenue,
Hmm.
and that's halfway there to our next goal, which is 1 million,
Yeah. Is that
so
is
we'll
that your
get
goal
there,
for
bro.
2027?
Yeah, that's so I'm 29. Next year I turn 30.
Okay.
So that's been my goal for a
Yeah.
long time, by 30. At least to have a business that produces, $1 million worth in sales.
Yeah.
And I think we can do that, bro. I think we can do that, especially
100%.
with you guys, behind us and pumping out these leads. Um, and once we get a shop, and we still have the mobile unit going, bro, it's game over. It's
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
over, man.
There we
It's
go.
game over.
Awesome. And did you work with an agency before us? Any marketing agency, any sales, agency, anything?
No, I mean, I had a few bad experiences, just from the phone calls, bro. It was,
Yeah.
like I couldn't understand half of what the people were saying and
Hmm.
just seemed very like scam likely,
Yeah.
and but yeah, no, other than that, not at all.
Okay. I guess it's been a while since this happened, but when you first reached out, did you kind of get that feeling with us, like, or I guess what was your
I
first thought on
mean,
us?
initially, like just getting a call from somebody I don't know, yes. But as soon as you got to talking and you got to explain to them, okay, this is probably like somebody who lives here in America, who
Yeah.
knows about the detailing, industry,
Hmm.
and you are willing to like work with me, I was pretty hesitant, about paying that money up front. So you broke it down, weekly, and you were pretty confident behind the results that you knew you were going to get. And
Yeah.
I think that confidence was kind of contagious,
Yeah.
so it was pretty easy for me to, sit there and talk it over with my girl. Like, you know what, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And it's been great ever since, man.
Totally. Awesome. And what would you tell other detailers? Maybe they're watching this video right now and maybe they opted in or one of our team members has reached out to them, talked a little bit about it. What would you tell them if they were kind of on the fence about working with us?
And take the chance. I mean, Jake and his team, they don't miss. Like you give them the ability to turn your business, into a very profitable business, and they'll do it. Like just be ready to handle all the calls. Be ready to take care of all the cars that are going to come in. Figure out something to do with all the money you're going to be making.
There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, that
Yes,
was my
sir.
that was my last question for you. I appreciate that.
Cool, man.
I was gonna get ready to